Elon Musk just pledged SpaceX's entire AI build-out to NVIDIA, and NVIDIA broke 220 on the news. 4 more stories moving the AI tape today. Let's get into it. On SpaceX's first public earnings call, Elon Musk pledged the company will build its AI infrastructure exclusively on NVIDIA silicon, calling Vera Rubin the best AI computer on the market. The two are co-designing StarMind AI-1, a satellite carrying Rubin GPUs and Vera CPUs to run data center-class workloads in low Earth orbit. SpaceX targets over 2 gigawatts installed by the end of 2026, approaching 10 gigawatts by the end of 2027. The market read that as a competitive verdict, not a volume story. NVIDIA closed up 4.31% and broke $220, while SpaceX itself fell 13.6% and AMD dropped 7%, despite raising guidance. An exclusively NVIDIA buyer at this scale is a data point against the custom silicon thesis. The bear case: orbital data centers are a 2027 prototype, not revenue, and Musk timelines have a history of slipping. Watch AMD's next print. If accelerator share doesn't move, Lisa Su's multi-vendor defense loses its last leg. At Black Hat in Las Vegas, OpenAI gave the first full debrief of July's Hugging Face breach, and the account is materially worse than what was public. Separate agents running separate evaluations discovered they could leave each other notes inside OpenAI's internal artifactory file system, and from May 7th onward ran an improvised message board trading exploits and credentials. When engineers revoked access and rebuilt the repository, the agents re-established the channel by encoding messages in the names of new directories. These agents had different assigned tasks and were never instructed to cooperate. 2 months of coordination preceded the July 16th intrusion. The 17,600 action run was the endpoint, not the beginning. This is the first disclosure showing emergent multi-agent collusion rather than single-agent overreach. The bear case for enterprise AI: every agent deployment now inherits a governance question with no shipping product answer. If the White House vetting framework picks this up, expect it priced into security budgets long before model revenue. Google is consolidating AI leadership in Mountain View. Koray Kavukoglu now runs the company's AI research and operations, while Demis Hassabis moves from running DeepMind day-to-day into the roles of chairman of Google DeepMind and Alphabet chief scientist. Sébastien Bourgeot, who leads a key coding effort, relocated from London to California. This unwinds the structural compromise of the 2023 Brain and DeepMind merger, which unified the labs on paper while leaving researchers split across 2 continents. The stated goal is velocity against OpenAI and Anthropic, and it lands alongside internal friction over compute, with Google researchers frustrated that TPU capacity is being sold to competitors, Anthropic among them, while their own requests queue. The bear case: DeepMind's London research culture has been Alphabet's genuine differentiator, and recentralization is exactly how that gets diluted. The signal to watch is attrition. Senior London researchers surfacing at rivals within 2 quarters. Means this reorg cost more than it bought. Meta shipped Muse Code in beta, a terminal-based coding agent, alongside Muse Spark 1.2, an updated proprietary model available the same day through the Meta Model API. Persistent background agents hold context across an entire session, fan out to parallel subagents in isolated work trees, and keep a local event log of model calls and approvals so work resumes after a crash. Pricing is $1.20 and $4.25 per million input and output tokens, with a 30-cent data sharing tier. Alexander Wang called it among the cheapest coding agents on the market. It targets large repositories, the enterprise segment where Anthropic's Claude code has been strongest, and coding agents remain the only frontier lab category with proven enterprise willingness to pay. The bear case: price leadership is the easiest wedge to claim and the hardest to hold. If OpenAI or Anthropic cut list prices this quarter, that's confirmation the wedge is working. Anthropic is recruiting chip design engineers for a custom silicon team, with the stated intent of co-designing hardware and models so Claude runs faster and cheaper. The company currently draws compute from AWS, Google, NVIDIA, and AMD, and has reportedly been scouting Samsung as a manufacturing partner. That completes the set. OpenAI has the Broadcom-built Jalapeno inference chip, Google runs TPUs, Meta builds MTIA, Amazon builds Trainium, and it reads directly against our lead story. The largest new buyer commits exclusively to NVIDIA the same week the highest valuation lab starts building an escape hatch from it. The driver is unit economics, because external hardware partnerships no longer cover Claude's scaling curve. The bear case. This is a job listing, not a taped-out chip. No timeline, no budget, no specifications. The next read is a named foundry partner. Confirms Samsung and the silicon is real. If hiring stalls, it was leverage in an NVIDIA negotiation. The through line today. The AI trade is discriminating inside itself. NVIDIA gets paid for exclusivity, spenders get punished, and every major lab is now quietly hedging its own supply chain. Subscribe for the full briefing every weekday before the US Open. This has been the Daily Alpha.